Welcome to Flow of Money. We're on our fourth key to wealth. You'll remember that to create money to invest, we decided we could either earn more, we could pay less tax, or we could control our expenses. This week, we're going to be talking about purchases. Purchases are one-off expenses. Beware of ego-based decisions in terms of your purchases. I know it's the trend to wear clothes labels on the outside rather than the inside, but nevertheless, if it costs a heap, find another alternative. That is, unless that's your priority. You remember that all this is driven by goals. Be aware of the opportunity cost. If you invest an excess amount of money in purchases, then that's money that can't be used somewhere else. And the use of the money somewhere else might have been wiser. Who knows? And good decisions are always easier to make if they're goal-based. So if you have a goal to create wealth, then that goal should drive your decisions in this area of purchases. Next week, we'll be talking about triggered expenses. Welcome back. We're joined by Fiore, who's a project manager at AVB. Fiore, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kerry. Thanks for inviting me.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your first question, mate?
Look, I'm budgeting. I'm a bit confused.
Yep.
You say we've got a budget and then you say we don't. So what's the story with budgeting?
I can tell you've been watching the show.
Yeah, sure.
You must budget,
Yes.
but not budget like the term that people detest.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So detestable budgeting is where you say, oh, I've got my $2 a day, I can't buy a cup of coffee, or I've gone and bought this, I better write it down. And then you go home and your partner says, and what have you bought today? And you show her and she says, but I didn't get one of those, you know, you've cheated, and there's an argument, you know.
Yep.
That sort of budgeting, to my mind, doesn't really help anyone. But budget, great word,
Yep.
but what we're really saying is know where your money goes. To find out where your money goes, you actually have to take a note of it. Now, as I said in an earlier show, with credit cards and checkbooks, although checkbooks are a thing of the past now, really,
Yep.
with credit cards, just go to your statement.
Yeah, that's right.
Just pull them all out, write them all down. The further you can go back, the better it is, and then you get a spending pattern. And then once you understand the spending pattern, then you can build the sort of model that Dale and I were talking about.
Yep.
So once you know where the money flows, you can begin to organise it. But if you didn't do the budget, you could still set up the model that Dale and I were talking about, it's just that it would be wrong. It's no big deal, it's just that you have to adjust it every now and then.
Yep.
So if you don't even want to go to the credit card statement, set up a system like that, say, I think I'm spending this, this and this, and see how it works. If you put 100 in for your bills and it's not enough, put more.
How do you stop yourself from spending though, Kerry? This is a big thing.
Now this is
see
easy.
something.
This can be summed up in one word, Fiore.
Yep.
Discipline.
Discipline.
And you see it comes back to goals, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is discipline. That means you have to put a brake on your natural tendencies
Yep.
to achieve an outcome that overall you think is desirable. Now what's going to make you do that?
I guess goals
It's
and
only a goal, isn't it? So that's why we spent so much time on goals. Keith, the other day, we spent a lot of time on goals. And what we've said is, Keith says, make it have some emotion. So I say, Fiore, what do you want? I want to be rich. Cool. Does it drive you? No. It's a sort of wishy type goal, isn't it? Fiore, what would you like? I'd like an investment property here worth 400,000. I'd like an investment property here. I'd like to have enough money to play with the stock market or whatever it is. See, they're more concrete.
Yes.
Now I say to you, okay, you don't get your investment property. If you say, oh, okay, that's not a goal.
That's right.
If I say you don't get your investment property and you say, why not? That's a goal. So whatever drives you, you have to find and tie that to the behaviour.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And if you do that, you'll be successful.
Oh, good. Good. Kerry, I've got lots of accounts. How do I set up the savings side of it?
Okay, cool. So the answer really is the most important thing is the cash hub. The reason that that's the most important because that's where you put all your money to start with.
Yep.
And it's important to have the money being able to be distributed through that hub with no cost.
Yes.
So if you have an account that you can do that with, cool, that's now the Cash Hub.
Yep.
Then have a look at the other accounts. How many you got? More than 3?
Yeah, at least.
More
yeah.
than 5?
Well, not quite. But
Okay, so between 3 and
Yeah,
5,
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
normal.
yeah.
All right. So have a look at the accounts. The one to pay lumpy bills with,
Yes.
if you've got an account with a checkbook and a credit card, that might be a good one to use for that. For debt, throw it in the mortgage. Right?
Yes.
For savings, if you've got an account with a bonus interest rate or something like that, use that for the savings element. For everyday spending, if you've got an account with a cash card or a good ATM access, you might use that one.
Yep.
If none of your accounts do that, then throw the lot out and start
Yeah.
again. You know,
Yep.
but normally you can fix the
Sort of,
accounts.
yep.
It might be easier to bring the accounts back to one bank. I don't know. I'm not sure that we're banking one bank is actually a bonus or not. But hey, anything to make life simple is good,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yep. I guess it's convenient having your accounts in the one bank.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Thank
time,
you.
Fiordi. Your
Thank you, Kerry.
questions have been very good. In fact, I'm always amazed at how good people's questions are in this thing. You know the story. If Fiordi's asked the questions you wanted asked, cool. If not, get onto the website, Wealth Plan TV, and ask your question. Not only will you get an answer, but you might also win an iPad. So get on there and do it. And we'll see you next week where we'll be talking about debt. See you then.